What's up, Eagle Brook students? It's Eric here, the pastor of student ministries at the Blaine campus, and we're live at the Blaine campus. I'm here with my buddy, One Shot, Eric from Rev at Blaine. We're gonna see what we can do with these trick shots. Hopefully get them on the first try. We'll see what happens. Check it out. This is the Nerf gun shot. We ended One Shot at Blaine with this. No one hit it. I'm about to hit it on my first try. Boom. This is the football toss. Let's go! Nailed it. Those were too easy. As you saw, I nailed them both on my first shot. Time to step up our game a little bit. We're gonna do a frisbee toss all the way across the auditorium to my guy over there with some old Rev merch. First toss. Here we go. Not what I was aiming for. No way. Oh! Let's see if we can do it. Yeah! Oh boy. It's gonna be harder than I thought. Yeah! Heads up, Cheryl. This is the one. I can feel it. Come on, baby. You got this. You got this. Dang it. I tried too hard. Power of the Holy Spirit. Guide this frisbee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way across the auditorium with the Rev frisbee. One shot. Bang! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Woo! All right, everybody, we're gonna play everyone's favorite stage game, Bottle Flippin' Bonanza. All right, one was easy. Let's do two. Yes! All right, everyone, we did one, we did two. We're about to do 10 in a row. That's right, 10 in a row. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, splash. 5, 6, called it. 7, boom. 8, 2 left, 2 left. Number 9. All right, everyone, this is the 10th one. I've just made 9 in a row. As you can see, all the pressure's on this throw. I gotta land it. I gotta land it. Here we go. 10th in a row. Let's go! Woohoo! 10 in a row. Your boy called it. Let's go. This is beanbag basketball. Kobe. Buckets. Splash. Bang. All right, everybody, thank you for watching Dude Perfect Student Ministry Style. We're about to hear from Eagle Brook Worship with an amazing song. We get to sing with them, and then kicking off our new series, AMA, Ask Me Anything, where you guys are asking us questions. Pound it, noggin, see ya!
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Does someone want to help? Because this is harder than I thought it was going to be. But now we're turning into like a joke. But I'm going to make look like I'm doing it, and then they're going to edit it so it looks like it goes in.
When it feels like the dark lingers longer than the night, when the shadows feel like giants, are you chasing me down? Tell me, where could I run from your light? Where could I hide? And within your precious thought, there's no hiding from your love. Highs and lows, Lord, you're with me the way it goes. Should I rise or should I fall? Even so, Lord, your mercy is an even flow. You're too good to let me go? Should I dance on the high or make my bed among the dead? Your mercy waits at every end, like you planned it from the start. Should the dawn come with wings or find me far side of the sea, there your hand still fastens me ever closer to your heart. Oh, highs and lows, Lord, you're with me the way it goes. Should I rise or should I fall? Even so, Lord, your mercy is an even flow. Should I rise or should I fall? You are faithful through it all. You're too good to let me go. Highs and lows, you surround me the way it goes. Should I rise or should I fall? Lord, you're with me through it all. Oh, highs and lows, in the rhythms of your grace I know. Should I rise or should I fall? You are faithful through it all. You're too good to let me go.
Hi everyone, hello. Let's do this. Here we go. What's up everybody? It's your boy Brandon. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like, do all those cool things. But I'm so glad that you're joining us for another episode. In this episode, we're starting a brand new teaching series that will lead us to the end of the summer of our YouTube adventure. It's been a while, but here we are. This series is called Ask Me Anything, where we are responding to your questions about life and faith and everything in between. One of the themes of your questions has to do with relationships. And the question that I really want to focus on today is one that we got that basically asks, should I date someone who doesn't follow Jesus? And I'm going to get into it. Promise, I'm going to get into it. Before I do, let me put a disclaimer out there that I'm not here and no one in this series is here to give you perfect answers. I mean, most of the time our questions are so specific and unique to our story that a general answer doesn't really do us any good. Instead, what we're here to do is give you practices and principles that come from Scripture that will help you navigate your questions in order to find a healthy, life-giving solution and, most importantly, a way forward. And if we're honest, the Bible wasn't written to answer our unique questions. I mean, the Bible doesn't talk about dating. Like, it doesn't talk about dating at all. The concept of dating would have been completely foreign to the writers of the Bible. But what the Bible does talk a lot about is life-giving, healthy relationships. In the book of Proverbs, we see that there is a real benefit to having good friendships. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Proverbs 17:17. And then in 1 Corinthians, we're warned about the company that we keep, saying, don't be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. So the Bible's really clear that there are some relationships that we should really hold on to and others that we should avoid. But the tricky part is figuring out which is which, right? And it gets really tricky whenever we catch feelings for somebody. But here's the truth to remember. The people that you bring into your life will have an impact on who you are becoming. The more time you invest in any relationship, it will influence who you are right now. My friends in high school were a constant reminder of this truth for me because I had a habit of chasing girls and blowing off my friends. I mean, do you have that friend that catches feelings for somebody and they lose their personality and they give all their free time to try to chase this other person? I mean, that was me. Like, I'm not proud of that, but that's the truth. That was totally me. And as I was chasing these relationships, I would almost lose my friendships in the process because of how much time I was allocating toward it. My friends started to see themselves as replaced, and I started to see them as replaceable, and then this girl would eventually lose interest or break up with me, and I would come crawling back to my friends, and thankfully they were always good enough to take me back. But my point is that relationships are all about time. Friendships or romantic relationships, it's all about spending time on them. And wherever you spend your time will determine who you are becoming. So when we think about the question, should I date someone who doesn't follow Jesus? We're really asking the question, who do I want to become? Do I want my relationship with Jesus to be just as important as any other relationship I have? And that is a really good question to ask yourself. So to help you navigate that question, I want to give you 2 questions that you can ask yourself that will help you understand and determine who you want to become and who you should date. So the first question to ask yourself is, what do you want? Now look, I know that this might seem like a oddly general question, but let's take it seriously for a minute because oftentimes we have no idea what we want, which means that we just get stuck with whatever we get. I mean, this basically happens to me anytime I'm ever asked what I want for dinner. Like, I never know the answer to that question. I mean, it's like when I hear it, my brain shuts off, I black out, all reasoning leaves, I can no longer form sentences or words, and I'm just left speechless. And most of the time when I'm asked that question, I'm usually hungry. Like, just because I feel something here doesn't mean I know what I want up here. And this is a real bummer because sometimes we'll order food, I'll go to pick it up, and I'll instantly realize this isn't what I want, but I'm stuck with it, so I just have to eat the food and feel unsatisfied. I should have just gone to Chipotle, which always makes me happy, all of the time. But man, this can happen in romantic relationships too. Because sometimes we'll feel lonely, or we'll feel undesirable, or we'll feel overlooked. And that makes us want a boyfriend or girlfriend. And that desire isn't wrong or bad, but when we don't know what we want out of a romantic relationship, when we don't know the kind of person we want to be connected to, then we can end up in a bad situation. And so it's important to ask yourself, what do you want, really? Psalm 37, it says, "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." Notice the order of that verse. First, it's make God what you want. Make God the priority and primary relationship in your life that's able to guide your life and give you direction. Then once he is what you want, he is able to give you everything you need. So when you think about dating someone who doesn't follow Jesus, you should ask yourself the question, what do you want? Do you want Jesus to be the primary relationship in your life? Do you want him to be the one who's able to guide you and give you every desire of your heart? Maybe you're in a season of life where you're feeling like you don't know what you want, and so you feel lonely and you're not sure how to navigate. Are you sure that a relationship is able to give you what you want in that season? And look, as you're wrestling with those questions, which you should wrestle with them, it's a great moment to make a priority list. Just take some time to write down some priorities in your life, things that you value, things that you care about, things that are important to you, so that before you date someone, you can match those priorities up with that person and ask yourself, are they able to give me more of what I want out of life, or will they leave me feeling stuck? The second question you should ask yourself is, what do you need? When you are about to enter into a dating relationship, you should really think about what you need out of that relationship. What are your expectations? Your needs are the expectations you have for how you need to be treated, what values you need to share, what boundaries you need to have in place. Because once you know what you need, then you know what to look for. I mean, there is a huge difference for me when I go to Target with a list of what I need and without a list. When I go with a list, I know what's in my cupboards. I know what I'm missing. I'm anticipating what I'm gonna run out of in the future, and I'm in and out of Target in like 15 minutes with that list. When I go in with no list, I go in blind. And instantly, as soon as I walk in, get distracted by how nice everything looks. And this voice in my head starts telling me of all the stuff that I need that will add actually no value to my life or my bank account, and I'm there for like an hour and a half just staring at the ceiling, lost in the middle of the store. When I go in with a list, I know what I'm looking for. When I go in without a list, I end up feeling lost. And look, the same is true in our relationships. If you don't take time to consider how valuable you are and how what you value and your own value needs to be treated in a relationship, then you can end up getting walked all over. However, if you take stock of your value, if you take stock of what you need out of a relationship, then your dating perspective can change. You'll no longer be distracted by how hot or attractive someone is. And yes, I mean, those things matter, don't get me wrong, but they're not the only things that matter, and they shouldn't be the only things that distract us. And when we can get over that, we can focus on our attention on people's characteristics and personality to start asking, do they have what I need, what I expect, and what I value? Because let me tell you something, friends, you are valuable. You have incredible value. Way too much to just give away to anybody. And I say that because the creator of the universe created you, put his image on you, gave you a plan and a purpose, and that's not nothing, friend. You should have expectations of yourself and of any person you date. It is okay to have needs. So friends, as you think about the question, should I date someone who doesn't follow Jesus? Ask yourself, does that person have what you want and what you need? Is that person able to meet the characteristics and standards and values that is able to propel you to become the person that you want to be? Is your relationship with Jesus just as important as any relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Wrestle with those questions, but don't go into any relationship blind. Go in knowing what you want and what you need. Well, look, thank you for joining us for this episode. Make sure you're back next week as we continue in our series, Ask Me Anything. Peace.